Welcome in, everybody, to the PHNX Suns Podcast. I'm Lindsay, that's Saul, that's Flex, and that's Espo. And it's officially November 1st, which means we are 15 days away from our very first takeover of the season.
Yes.
It's going to be a blast. You guys are going to want to be there to get all the information and to get your tickets. Just go to gophnx.com, but don't miss out. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, check out that graphic. It's fantastic.
Especially for our audio-only listeners.
Yeah.
This thing is the most beautiful graphic we have ever had on a PHNX Suns program.
Ever.
Unbelievable.
Well, now that we're past that,
I can't believe that it's already November. Like, that's insane to me.
it's pretty crazy. The weather is nice, though.
I'm
It's
really
perfect.
sad. October's gone.
It's hoodie season, man.
Yeah, it's getting there.
I'm feeling good about that.
I was driving last night after the game. I was a little hot because we lost. But I rolled down the windows and just cruised home. It was kind of actually at 11:30 at night. It was actually kind of a nice drive.
It was. I had the sunroof open for the
There you
first
go.
time in a while.
Trick-or-treating was actually tolerable.
Super nice. Yeah.
I remember as a kid out here, it'd be like in the 90s sometimes. You'd be sweating your ass off in a costume. Last night it was beautiful.
It was good. It was great.
You know,
All
it
right.
wasn't beautiful, Lindsay. Oh, no. I'm just...
What wasn't beautiful?
That game, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that game
later.
was not pretty. Well, at least the end of it, that's for sure. But listen, guys, breaking news. Not really, but we have updates. We've got updates about our beloved Devin Booker. Flex, do share.
Yeah, I mean, things change quickly in this business. So me and Saul did a show yesterday, and we talked about a timeline that initially had come out, and I want to kind of frame that a little bit. You know, the initial timeline with Devin Booker when he sprained the ankle, we talked it could be 2 to 3 weeks, more towards 2 weeks and 3 weeks as super precaution. And he hit a week yesterday. And so now he's in the ramp-up period, and most times that takes a week. But when you're dealing with Devin Booker, who's a savage, things change. And so he's progressing really well. And I was able to get an update last night, and I was able to get an update this morning. And it turns out that he's progressing so well so that I can't rule him out coming back tomorrow. I can't rule Devin Booker coming back tomorrow. He's doing really well. And him, the team, the trainers, therapists, they're all working together. But like I said, things change quickly in this business. And he's had a couple really good days. And now we're getting to the point where Devin Booker is very close. And
We love to hear that.
I got to say, was it a couple really good days, or was it a really bad fourth quarter that Devin Booker went, yeah, maybe that ankle's feeling a little bit better? I don't like. Yeah, crap changes all the time. This business is so unique like that too, and there's so many aspects that kind of come into play. You got all sorts of people as part of it, the whole medical staff, a front office that's looking at scheduling. All these things come into play when you're trying to figure this out, and it's interesting. I remember looking at when I was on the inside, you'd hear one thing, and then 5 minutes later, somebody else in the building would be like, "Yeah, but," and you know, and that's just the nature of this beast. So,
I'm all for it. I hope he comes back tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Listen, I think the Suns have always been cautious about how they get guys prepared to come back from injury and the ramp up period and all this other stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Like, if dude wants to play and he feels good and he's able to, more importantly, then let him play. Like last year, I didn't agree with them letting Book come back on Christmas Day because he clearly was not 100%. And it took 2 minutes to figure that out. This time, I mean, you can see him participate in practice. He's been, I feel like if he feels like he's ready to go, then maybe you let him go. But again, Devin's kind of hurt himself in his own previous history with that
Right.
by saying, like, I'm good to go. And then he goes out there and he was not good and go.
That's my biggest concern here is that I fully believe that Devin is progressing well. Obviously, I mean, that's just kind of like the nature of these things is to hopefully progress. But when it comes to Devin, I hope they're taking extra precautions around protecting himself from himself, because we know that Devin wants to play basketball. We know he hates being injured. He hates being on the sidelines, all this, that, and the other. Like, please, for the love of God, just make sure he's really good to go before you give him the green light, because Devin will come back yesterday if he could have.
You know, I was talking. We were talking about this last night, and I know everybody was freaking out about the loss, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it was a bad loss. I'm not going to take that away. But we talked about the fact that, listen, this is game 4 of 82. You still got to build chemistry across the roster. Guys are still trying to figure themselves out. And matter of fact, on the new launch of the All-City NBA show today with Adam Mares and Tim Legler, you should go check it out. Legler talked about that same thing. Like, this is a work in progress. He and Adam both believe that the Suns are a top 4 team in the league. There's 4 teams that are favored to win the championship: the Nuggets, Suns, Bucks, Celtics. That's it. And it's going to be a work in progress. This team is not going to gel overnight. Like, it just was never going to happen. And then you got throwing these factors of Bradley, Beal, and Book coming to the roster or coming to the court. Like, don't panic. Just don't panic, people. We're 2-2. We should have been 3-1. That's fine.
Should have been 4-0.
Should be 4-0 probably.
Should be 4-0. But I mean, listen, the Lakers game, I saw how rough and tough that was. And when KD went out, it was glaringly more obvious than it was last night when he went out.
Yeah.
Like, they held it together last night better than they did in game 1. So that's already progress. They went zone. They struggled with it like they did in game 1. That's not progress. So these are things that they'll work out as they go forward. And I have no shortage of confidence that the Suns will be just fine.
Yeah, but I agree that you have to protect a guy from himself sometimes. And there's, like we say about a lot of things, there's layers to this. There's plenty of people that are trying to do that. But you also got to remember Devin Booker's a superstar. And sometimes that trumps everything. The superstar gets the say. And if he feels good enough, he feels good enough. And that's just the way it goes, because he's the face of the franchise. And sometimes you want to pull in that card. So, you know, that's the tough thing, because doesn't matter who it is, there's egos in this business.
For sure.
And you don't tell a guy, if he's at a certain level, you're 100% wrong and no. Like, you hold a guy off as long as you can, and then you go, all right, we trust you now.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of an injury with star players, the team has their say, the trainers have their say, the therapists have their say, and then the player kind of sits back and says, okay, I'm going to listen. But honestly, this was something that we were saying could be a 2-week injury. If he came back Wednesday versus Chicago, it would be roughly 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're a little bit past a week. We're not far off. We're talking days now. You know what I mean? So if he feels better, 4 days sooner, I don't think that's catastrophic. I don't think that's putting anybody at risk. And I also still would say that everybody is still having conversations about it. But the good news is, for the people that are itching to see this team get back to full strength, we're much closer this morning than we were last night. And that's the good news today, is that if there's a possibility that he can come back tomorrow, then we're getting healthier. We're getting back on track.
A lot of people freaked out about Vogel saying no timetable, right?
Yeah.
I think it's more about, it could be sooner than we expect for these guys. Then we don't really have an idea. You just don't throw out a number, because then it causes a stir. Or, then you're locked in. And if a guy does have a slight setback, everybody freaks out about that.
Not only that, but also like this whole, like, this is, I mean, I understand the medical precautions and the evaluation process, but it is kind of a little bit weird that, let's say a player gets dinged up, but is still able to play. Like, they're not under as much scrutiny with their body as somebody who literally has to miss a game. Then once you miss a game, like, then the medical team like takes extraordinarily, aggressive precautions to make sure that you have checked all 100 boxes to make sure you come back. Even if it's something as minor as a tweak or something like that, you know, we've all played. We all understand, like, sometimes you tweak your ankle and, like, you can walk it off. You're fine. Like, it might be a little bruised, but you can still play through it, and it's not going to cause you any. It's not going to be any worse for the wear. And some guys are like that, but I think these medical staffs take it to the nth degree because they're trying to protect their investment, and I get it. But
but it's a protection for everyone involved because let's be honest. When you look at the NBA, if you look at it from like an asset money standpoint, okay? They're an asset to the team. They're making money for the team. But from an individual perspective, they are their own business. It's their own paychecks that they have to protect as well. If you push too far through an injury and you end up hurting yourself in a greater way that can affect the longevity of your career, now you're giving up money because you can no longer play as many years. You may lose 3 to 5 years. And that's a bunch of money when you're talking about superstar players. It's a bunch of money even when you're talking about vet minimum guys, really.
Yeah. Well, that's without even looking at sponsorships and all the other different things that come into play. So I get it. I wish it was as simple as go out there and play.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Kawhi's making shit tons of money off of New Balance. He ain't played a damn game in like fucking 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's because you know why?
Because that's not the rule.
That's because it's New Balance.
Yeah, New Balance is desperate for any kind of star, so they're like, we don't care as long as you're wearing them while you sit. New Balances are probably better when you sit on the bench than they are on the court.
This segment brought to you by Nike.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Didn't Embiid sign with Skechers?
Skechers. Yeah,
a couple guys I will not listen.
Whoa.
Y'all were talking a little bit of mess the other day when I wasn't on the show about like Shaqs and the knockoffs you got in Walmart, whatever. We will not slander affordable, accessible shoes.
No, we didn't talk about. I was giving Mulberry props, and I bought those.
I had the XJ900
making sure.
Air Jordan lookalikes in middle school, and I rocked those things.
Okay,
like I was dropping 17 a game in those things, baby. I love that shit.
We will not slander accessibility when it comes to sneakers.
XJ900s, I would wear them today, and I wear British Knights on this show.
I rock British Knights. Ain't nothing wrong with PK Knights.
Let's go, baby. Don't slander us for thinking that we slandered the game.
The notebooks, you had the black and white notebooks.
I needed to make sure that we were all on the same page here. Okay, so one thing from the chat real quick. Matt did said, I think we all knew he would not miss Sunday's game in Detroit. So you can guarantee that was probably a game that Book was like, at the very least, I'm coming back for this one because he likes to play in front of the people in the crowd. Back at home for him, you know what I mean? Like anytime we've ever gone to Detroit, Book has a whole squad of people.
Yeah.
Like literally a whole section. I remember times after the games, even when he was like first in the league, there would be 60 people after the game who were all there. Yeah.
They got
all there as friends and family for Book.
The only 60 people there.
I mean, honestly, though, that he probably did help fill that arena up at the time. I'm not going to lie.
Now they got them premium UWM seats, baby.
But I'm excited that Book is getting closer to coming back, and I would be stoked if he was playing tomorrow. But also there's a part of me that's like, it's the Spurs, and I know we lost to the Spurs last night, but I call that a fluke. That's not the rule. That's the exception.
Yeah, that's a fluke.
We should blow the Spurs out tomorrow night without Book or Beal on the court.
Did we learn nothing from the it was the 61 or 64 win season? Started 1-3. What the hell does the first 4 or 5 games matter?
Great point.
If you lose to the Spurs twice in a row at the end of October, beginning of November, nobody gives a shit. It's what happens in March, April, May, and June that matters. So I like panicking about little injuries right now. Just seems so chicken little. The sky ain't falling.
It's again, everybody says they're okay with the premise that you would have superstars that have been known to be injured until they are injured and can't play.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's excited about Bradley Beal, but he has had a history of being injured, and now he's injured to start the season, and people freak out about it. Like, where's Beal? Where's Beal? Where's Beal? Bro, this is the part of the game that you had to deal with. Same thing with KD, same thing with Book. Like, I know KD hasn't missed a game, but it's going to happen. He's going to sit out at some point, especially after all the miles he's been logging in these first 4 games. So, like, again, that's all. Honestly, that's my whole prerogative on these shows is just like, we need perspective because there's far too many people that want to jump off the ledge after every loss, and they want to just pile up the bandwagon after every win. Hey, everybody, it's going to be okay. There's enough room on the bandwagon. Stay on. Don't jump off. Stay in the fucking saddle.
Well, the other thing that bothers me too is all off season it was, well, I don't care about the regular season. Yeah, whatever. Get me to the playoffs.
I care about the regular season.
No, but that was the talk, right?
Yeah.
Get me to the playoffs are what matters. As long as you don't lose to the Nuggets again, get past the second round. That's what I care about. And then 3 games in, everybody's like, "Oh my God, the world's ending." No, it's not ending. And if Book doesn't come back tomorrow and they lose, the world isn't ending. Like, they'll be back. We literally are in the first day of November. I'm not going to read anything into anything.
I real quick, this is all predicated off of what I saw on Twitter last night. Not even about the Suns. We literally had people, I understand that the Diamondbacks got blown out last night, but we had people that were talking about fire Torrey, trade this player, get rid of Corbin Carroll. I'm like, bro, they are in the World Series.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
The win.
Oh my, they got to win. They got a win. That's all you needed.
How about not a bullpen game in the World Series? I'd like that.
How about that shit worked before? Oh, no,
not in the World Series.
They lost the Phillies.
I think you guys just nailed it. I think you guys just nailed it. We spent a lot of time talking about this, how the overreactions get a little crazy. You nailed it as far as the regular season. You can't say the regular season doesn't matter, and then when the regular season happens and you lose a game to San Antonio, you're texting me saying, or you're tweeting me saying, what if this game dictates if the Suns make the playoffs?
Bro, if we are talking about the Suns as a play-in team after the end of the season, who gives a shit about the Spurs game in Game 4? We are effed from the start.
Right.
Like, everything went off the rails. Like,
I mean, listen, I understand that things went way south if one game early on in the season dictates whether you make it in the playoffs or not. But games today and tomorrow count just as much as games early April count.
sure.
Yeah.
And just as much as games in February and January. So, like, yeah, I'm not freaking out, but you also need to be winning the games that are winnable when you have injuries on your team. And last night's game was winnable.
But context matters. And I think if we were talking about a 1, 2, or a 3 seed and every game counting, 1,000,000%. But if you really think deep down inside of your soul that the Suns are going to be clamoring for a play-in spot with this game, we have a whole nother set of problems.
Everything went bad.
Everything went bad.
Everything went
the
bad.
bus didn't work. The plane didn't work. They couldn't show up to games. Everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
But isn't the whole like old whatever the saying is? Thank you. I don't know what it is. Plan for the best, prepare for the worst. Shouldn't you be preparing now for the worst by winning games against the Spurs?
Here's my problem with this.
And I'm not trying to poo-poo on the Spurs, but the Spurs should not be beating the Suns.
No, you're right. And here's my problem with this is that it feels like there's always something that they're going to say. So I'll give you an example. So if we win this game yesterday, let's say KD gets the foul. He hits the 2 free throws. We win by 3. You know what our post game would have looked like? You only beat the Spurs by 3? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Sound the alarms. These guys are not ready. So it's a lose-lose. Like, they're not going to beat everybody by 20. They're not going to do what they did to the Jazz, especially without a full roster. And I want to see the people that are saying this. I predicted this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I think the Suns are going to have multiple 10-game win streaks during the season at some point.
Well, they're going to have to make up for all the L's they're taking at the beginning of the season. Right. I'm just kidding.
Do you want to play? We can extrapolate this whole thing. Suns, shorthanded, beat the Jazz by double figures.
Yeah.
Blowout win, right? Nuggets last night only beat them by 8.
Right.
Oh, well, now the Suns are the best team in the league.
Right.
Well,
look at that. Like,
you know what?
Is just
that's because the Jazz were on the tail end of a back-to-back when we played them, so we got lucky, okay?
But they just beat the Clippers.
Don't you dare discredit what they do over there.
Well, but the Clippers beat the Spurs by like 40.
But that's the whole point.
It's all messed up.
Hey, case in point, the NBA is flawed all the way from top to bottom. You don't know who the fuck is going to win what game. Just enjoy the ride when your team wins. Okay?
Wizards 2024 NBA champion.
There you go.
Oh, my
Chaos
goodness.
reigns.
All right, guys. Well, listen. We're in November, which means the holidays are just around the corner. And if you're hosting holidays this year, make sure your floors are tip-top condition and look beautiful by hanging out with our friends over at Empire Today. With Empire Today, you get shop-at-home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guaranteed. Working with Empire Today is easy, quick, and convenient. We all know when it comes to the holidays, you can never have enough things on your plate that are easy, quick, and convenient. And the best part about Empire Today is they have this floor visualizer, which I've told you guys about before, but that literally takes the guesswork out of it because they show you what it's going to look like in your space. So we love that. You can check that out and use that floor visualizer by going to empiretoday.com/PHNX. You can also schedule a free in-home estimate today as well. And all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code PHNX. Restrictions do apply. See empiretoday.com/PHNX for all the details.
So one could say you would build your own empire with this deal.
You could.
And you could do it
Very
today.
well could.
And you could do it today.
Yes.
There you go.
Quick, easy, convenient. We absolutely love it. And also this holiday season, you can also check out our friends over at Hero Bread. Hero Bread makes sliced bread, buns, tortillas. They're all available at hero.co and on Amazon. They have high fiber and or ultra low net carbs and or 0 grams of sugar per slice. They've got fewer calories than the leading national brand, 5 to 10 grams of protein per serving. So it could be, holidays, a little bit tough sometimes to be more mindful of what you're eating because the food is just fantastic. With Hero Bread, you could get the best of both worlds.
Didn't you have some?
I did.
And
I liked it.
I mean, I wasn't in the elitist group of bread eaters here in this office. So
They dropped us off some.
I know, and they were all labeled for the people that were allowed to get them. So us casuals couldn't get
Did you
any.
try
I
some?
ate a slice live on the show. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I tried it. I'm on a weight loss journey, as I've told you.
Espo's lost like 100 pounds.
I'm down 17.
Yay!
And a lot of inches, but I've had to really focus on what I'm eating, and this has been fantastic because I need a lot of protein, can't have a lot of sugar on top of the working out I'm doing, and it's got the right taste. Like my wife's gluten free. I've had to, back in the day, had to have that before they perfected it. This stuff tastes fantastic. I've tasted bad bread. This is spectacular.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds. So right now, Hero Bread is offering you guys 10% off your first order. Just go to hero.co. That is hero.co and use code PHNX to save on Hero Bread today. Again, that code is PHNX and you save 10%. Okay, everybody wants us to yell at the refs, so let's yell at the refs. From last night's game, we did get the L2M report today, and it ruled that Keldon Johnson's late game steal on Kevin Durant was a correct no call, noting that, quote, any contact that occurs is incidental.
Do you have that photo? Incidental contact, this is a screenshot from the game. Kevin Durant is bleeding from his eyebrow and his nose in this shot. He was scratched in both places, so much so that Reggie Miller said on the broadcast,
he had 2 cuts,
that he was bleeding, and it's ridiculous. How do you have that much contact that he's actually got raked across the face and is bleeding, but it's not a foul? Didn't we all play that on playground? Like no harm, no foul unless you draw blood. That was blood. All right.
My problem with the report is that they clearly say Keldon Johnson. And there is a still image of KD with the ball. Keldon's not even in the play, and there's a Spurs player on KD's back with both feet off the ground.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a
up in the
foul.
air, yeah.
I mean, that's a foul. So, yeah, I don't get it. That's crazy to me. Did you see the picture?
Yes, you showed me the picture.
It's crazy.
Does anybody want to put on the tinfoil hat? Because we had a couple people in the Discord talking about, is this another Suns conspiracy? The NBA is anti-Suns. I mean, look at even bringing up the Josh Okogie stuff.
It's not anti-Suns.
They lost a 20-point lead.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the refs.
No.
I
We're
agree.
just talking about this specific
I know,
moment.
but listen, you should have never been put in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But not anti-Suns. It's pro-Wemby. Because they benefit from Wembanyama looking good on national television. And if Wembanyama gets that dunk, cuts it to 1, they foul, the Suns come down and score, game over, nobody's talking about Wemby as much. But because the Suns win, or the Suns lose, and Wemby was a big part of it, that's part of why it happened.
That was a Spurs broadcast yesterday too. It felt
it was Reggie Miller.
Man, Reggie was. I went back, looked at that game, and I'm like, wow, bro. Like, he's
all in on
it
the
is what
opposite
it,
team of
yeah,
the Suns.
it is what it is. Like, I agree with Saul. The end of the game ended. You know, you can look at that and you can break it down however you want. Should never got there. That's it. You're up 20. You're up 5 with the KD dunk. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, we do have to talk about this. As much as we are not happy with the lack of a call, KD's got to be better in that situation too. Honestly, at the end of the day, if you're not going to call timeout and you're stuck in that position, and listen, there was only like 4 seconds left on the clock, throw that bitch down the court.
Yeah.
Well,
as high as you can. Don't let it hit the screen. Let some time run off. By the time the Spurs get it, they got to chuck a full court shot to try and take the lead.
Yeah, but it was long before that this game came down to it. And I think it's this lineup that was a big part of it. There's about 10 minutes left, and they ran for a while. Yuta, Little, Eubanks, Goodwin, Allen. That's the 5 guys on the court while this thing started to shift from 20 into single digits. And to me, that's where you feel Beal and Booker out most. It's not at the beginning of the games. It's not in those final seconds. It's at the beginning of fourth quarters where you don't have one of your superstars out there and you're playing what amounts to in Little a third stringer. You're playing a third stringer because you don't have Booker, Beal staggering their minutes with KD, and then KD's got to do everything in that final quarter for you to hopefully win. Plus, you got Allen and EG playing more minutes than they will once they're into their bench roles. So that in and of itself is causing the issue here. That's where you're really feeling Book and Beal not being around.
I don't think offense was the problem yesterday. I mean, I looked at the game again, and we went through the box score. I mean, everyone played pretty well. I can't point at one person on that team that I was disappointed with. It was defense, man. Like, they completely stopped playing defense in the second half. They let them score 70 damn points in the second half, had a 37-point quarter in the third, a 32-point quarter in the fourth. Suns only scored 19 in the fourth. But they still had 114 points.
But it wasn't offense when they only scored 19 in the fourth?
No, but what I'm saying is the totality of it.
No, I agree.
114 points, you're supposed to win every night.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But you can't play well offensively for 3 quarters and then forget how to move the ball, forget how to play when a team goes into a 1-2-1 zone. You got to know how to continue to whip that ball around. And I think a lot of it is late in the game, it was KD, take the ball and figure this out. And it's like, no, keep whipping it around like you did in particular in those first 2 quarters. That ball moved, and that's how you found those open shots. You know, granted, in the final minute, you had Yuta miss a shot that from the corner that would have won it. But, you know, you can't keep having 19-point quarters. In the Lakers and Spurs game combined in the fourth, they shot 30%. You can't do that.
I mean, what they were running zone?
Yeah, it was a 1-2-1 kind of hybrid
3.
zone.
Yeah, it was like a 1-2-1, 3-2 zone. Zones work.
Well, we have a little bit of sound from what Kevin Durant shared after last night's game. First, we'll talk about what he talked about, the defense he saw from the Spurs to close the game.
No, I'm expecting them to trap, but like, man, that's out of my control. And I'm trying to, make the play. It just happened so fast. But should have held on to it.
Is there, obviously you had the ball and Coach said, hey, he got fouled on that. Just maybe take it through your end on that.
I mean, I still got to hold on to the ball. Just got to hold on to it.
I mean, he looks real bummed. That's for certain.
I mean, it was trash.
Yeah.
They lost a trash-ass game. They had no business doing that. It's frustrating as hell when you put in that much work and then it all falls apart at the end. And then on top of that, you're the one that basically lost the ball in the last couple seconds. It doesn't matter if you're a Hall of Famer or not. It still sucks. And you know, and obviously KD felt that as well. So listen, they will learn and they will move on from it. I'm not worried about it.
I mean, you combine the defensive play or the offensive play where he loses the ball, then he misses the game winner. Yeah, he's going to feel some sort of way like that.
Yeah. Well, this is what he had to say just in general about blowing the lead.
Yeah, it sucks, but that's just the NBA. Teams make runs. Three-pointer is involved in the game now. Zone defense is involved in the game now, and to slow a team down. So it's a lot of stuff that's involved in the game that can turn for you. So it's a tough one, toughest one. Tough one.
Tough one.
Tough one.
Are we all going to do it?
Yeah,
That's what you wanna do?
tough one.
Tough one.
Tough one. I don't think we have the other clip, but he also called it a shitty game.
Oh, he's not wrong.
Yeah, which, I mean,
that's the clip I want to hear.
He gets it.
Yeah, he does. Also, I think, you know, like, it sucks and we'll get over it, but I think we know where we can place a little bit of the blame. Sergio, my guy, said, you know, I stopped watching the game last night in the third quarter, ... I did the same with the Lakers game, ... I know what I must do from now on. Sergio, don't you dare let us down. Don't you dare let us down. You better be watching all fourth quarters from here on out.
And I need a confirmation on Twitter. Like, better say something in the fourth.
You got to send pics or it didn't happen, basically, is what he's saying. Like, you got to tweet us and let us know you are watching all fourth quarters from here on out.
Can he skip the first three and just watch the fourth, or how does this work?
No, you got to watch the whole damn game. The whole damn game.
Because he said he stopped watching after the third quarter, so I feel like you got to watch all four quarters.
If I've learned anything in this job, it's that you have to be very specific in the rules you put out for people for them to do it right. So I just want to make sure we gave him everything he needed.
But one of the best parts about this whole situation, in my opinion, is that we play the Spurs again tomorrow night. So while everyone, and, you know, we're getting shade thrown at us from all different types of people for losing to the Spurs last night, we don't have to wait very long to potentially get some revenge. And I think if the Suns, again, if Devin still doesn't play tomorrow night, which we're not for certain yet, but if he doesn't, and they come out with the same group of guys that they've got, and Bradley Beal isn't playing as well, and they absolutely annihilate the Spurs, then any sort of talking point around losing to the Spurs yesterday is null and void at that point, in my opinion.
Y'all need to stop with this, we're the laughing stock of the league bullshit, man. Like, are we serious right now?
Yeah, it's comical.
Like, are we, like, come on, man, stop.
I mean, that's because everybody got texts and tweets from their friends of other other teams last night, and they were throwing shade.
Yeah, but we're acting like none of the top teams are ever going to get upset by any of these, like, bottom tier teams in the league. Like, that's going to happen. Like, stop.
The Lakers were 1-2 to start, and they should have been 1-3. They had to steal a game at the buzzer against the Magic at home. The Magic night. Like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Like
the Magic.
I mean, this is comedy at its finest right now.
There's one other factor though. They were the only game being played at that time on national TV on a night where a lot of people at that point were sitting around after they got home from whatever Halloween thing they were doing. So it exacerbates it. It becomes a bigger problem because everybody was watching it at that point. If this is a normal regular season game that isn't on TNT, it's hardly talked about. It was because it happened in a national audience, and then Chuck and Shaq got a good laugh about it afterwards, and that's it. That's why it's such a big deal right now.
Laughing stock of the league is kind of rough, though.
That's over the top.
Like 30 games in, if you're like 5-25 and you were supposed to be good, yeah. But 4 games in, so is there a laughing stock every night? Like, well, how are we doing this?
I don't know.
Because tonight there'll be a good team that's going to lose, and I don't know, man. That's comedy.
All I know is if we're placing bets tomorrow night, which we are, because we all took L's yesterday, I'm taking the Suns again. Like, I'm riding with the Suns tomorrow.
I'm taking the Suns. I'm taking the Suns 82 times this year.
Well, yes, of course. But tomorrow, like, you hammer the over, the spread, the money line, whatever it is, you hammer it tomorrow.
That's actually my pick of the week.
Is that what your pick of the week is going to be?
For DraftKings, I'm looking for plus 20.
Okay.
Give me a plus 20, whatever the odds on that are tomorrow. I want to hammer that and hammer that hard because they're going to go out and make a point to try to blow the doors off this freaking team.
You putting that in?
I'm going to. And if Book plays, you know that they want to put a hurting in a big way on the Spurs. And now they got tape on how and they've played against Wemby. So some of those guys like Grayson Allen trying to shoot threes with Wemby's hand there, they're not going to do that shit. I think this is a big win tomorrow night for the Suns.
Well, you better jump on board with our DraftKings pick of the week, because we all know basketball is more fun when you're in on the action. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code PHNX. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Again, with that code PHNX, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resorts, KS, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, LA, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.DraftKings.com/basketball terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms and responsible gaming resources.
By the way, I said plus 20. I meant minus 20.
Minus 20.
If you can find odds that are Suns plus 20 anywhere, take it and run, because you're definitely going to make money. I meant minus 20. Thank you very much.
And of course, if you are looking to get some new shoes this holiday season, maybe Devin Booker's Chapter 1, you should definitely get your hands on the Soul Savvy app. And by downloading their app, Drops, because the Drops by Soul Savvy app makes it easy to keep up with all the latest news, releases, raffles, and sales in the sneaker world. It's your one-stop shop for everything sneakers. Can I get the 2-shot real quick? Eric, I need you guys to really understand this. They've got drop alerts, instant notifications. They've got free raffle management and a release calendar. So whether you are a casual buyer or an all-out sneakerhead, they have a level that is built for you guys. They've got the basic version, which is free, or the mobile plus or premium version. So it'll help you get your hands on all the sneakers you want to get your hands on. So sign up for Soul Savvy by clicking the links in the description below the show, or by visiting links.soulsavvy.com/PHNX, or head over to the App Store and download the Drops by Soul Savvy app.
So like on this one, I can actually just I was in a raffle for the Air Jordan 1 High OG Royal Imagined.
Because that's this weekend, isn't it?
Actually, it's live right now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought they were doing another one this weekend.
This release is exclusive to Soul Savvy members. And that's why you want to get this app, because you get exclusive drops like this. So I didn't get them, but yeah.
They'll help you. They'll help you out.
Go.
That's for certain. Guys, guess what? We're joined by a very special guest. If any of you are longtime followers of this program, you will know that at a certain point, 875 days ago, Espo promised
it was February, thank you very much,
that he would dress as an Ewok on this show if something happened. It's so long ago, I don't even know what it was anymore.
First
you guys
of all,
remember?
Can we just say a couple things?
Yes.
First of all, in the description of said outfit, number one, he's not a Wookiee. It doesn't look like he's a Wookiee.
I'm not supposed to be a Wookiee. I'm supposed to be an Ewok.
Ewok. Either way, you look like a deranged Winnie the Pooh is what you look like.
Isn't that basically what an Ewok is anyway?
Didn't that movie, what was the movie that came out?
Oh,
was
yeah.
that what it was?
What
Is that what you look like?
Blood and Honey. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
That was fantastic.
Look, I'm gonna say this. First off, for the audio listeners, I look like one of the Ewoks from the movie. It's spot on.
Is it?
Unbelievable, according to the audio listeners. I could not find a legit Ewok costume. And when I told the mayor of PHNX, Derek Montilla, this, he said, I got you covered. And he gave me whatever the hell this. I'm pretty sure this is his daughter's Star Wars hoodie that I'm rocking. And then I think he just took one of Lindsay's beanies, cut a hole in it, and sewed some ears on it.
I mean, maybe. I was looking for my orange beanie today, and I couldn't find it. So maybe that's where it went. But that's this is now what Espo has to wear for the rest of the show to pay off his bet. Well, what's the bet?
The Pooh.
It was because he eat a shoe and also dress as
I said there was no chance that Kevin Durant was going to get traded by the deadline to Phoenix, and I'd wear an Ewok costume if he did. And I'm pretty sure 12 hours later he did.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
So
We
here
love
you go.
this.
Paid the bet, man. That's honorable.
All right. So we have gotten some new looks to some mid-season courts. I'm assuming they're also the city edition courts for each team as well.
No.
they're
So
not.
that's what I need
It's just
clarification
for the play-in
on.
Just
tournament.
in-season
Just the plan.
tournament.
But I heard that they were debuting this court in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the first
I
I
in-season
thought you
in-season
said it
tournament.
was like November 5th
No,
or something.
it's the 10th, and it's the
So
first
it's the
in-season.
10th. Okay.
Lakers
The
on
Friday.
Friday. Yep.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. Does that mean we're going to get another court for City Edition?
I'm
No.
trying to find out, but I believe the answer might be yes.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Because if this is the in-season tournament court, then you only get to use it maybe 5 times.
No, you'll only use it twice.
Twice, and then
There's only
I'd
4
imagine
in-season
if you're the-
tournament games.
Oh, I guess then 2 would be away, right?
Yeah.
Two
That's
away,
kind
two
of a
home.
waste. No? Like, I know
No.
you have to build it up for the in-season tournament, and it makes it really easy to know what games count.
that's the
But
key.
for your City Edition jerseys,
You're talking about the El Valley.
yeah, El Valle, yeah, I want another court for that.
I think you're going to get another court.
I hope we get another court for that. So this is the one that the Suns have released, and I like it.
I love it.
I'm a huge fan of
baby.
the in-season tournament courts.
I don't know why people poo-poo new ideas. People were like, oh that purple.
Oh,
or
that's
teal."
beautiful,
Dude,
man.
I'm here for it. Have you ever played on a fully colored court?
Oh, it's beautiful.
No, did you see KD said the same thing? We're playing on a full purple court
Yeah.
in the
It's
NBA,
awesome.
and
It's
he's like
awesome.
super excited.
It's dope as hell.
That's
I'm here
awesome.
for it. Listen, I'm embracing. I encourage everybody just to embrace a little bit of change. Open your mind and your heart up to the idea of the in-season tournament. This is being displayed to you unlike anything the NBA has ever done. Open your mind.
I
Look
love
at the
it.
look at the big trophy in the middle.
Mhm.
It's spectacular. And I played on some color courts. It actually is when you first start playing on it, it's a little hard. Like have you played on full color, so
Yeah. Yep.
it's a little at the beginning it's a little wonky because you're just not used to it and
Mhm.
your placement on the court gets a little weird, but it's cool as hell. This is I think this is I'm a homer, but I'm a purple guy. This might be the best one.
Yeah, one little thing I'd love that detail that's on the bottom of the court
Yeah.
to be on the top or maybe the side the baselines as well. But otherwise, spot on, spectacular, and probably the best of the bunch. Not just because I'm a Suns guy, but because there were some really not good looking ones too.
So Jacob did bring up a good point. Do you guys think this matters that much? Says it's too much purple. The out of bounds needs to be orange. Should the out of bounds been a little bit of a different color so you have a little more
That's where it gets
clarity?
wonky.
Yeah.
That's where it gets wonky. Like
I
around
could
those
see that being a
Yeah.
potential issue. I love the Suns one, but I'm also a sucker for this Hornets one.
Okay.
Like the colorway of their Hornets court is pretty dope to
Ooh,
me.
yeah, that's pretty.
And I
Yeah.
love the Hive is Alive at the bottom. I don't know. This one was the one that popped out of all of them that I was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
That's pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie.
that is
Yeah, that one's-
fire.
I mean, the Hornet looks like it fits perfectly right into the trophy.
Right into
that
the
Like,
trophy.
center too.
yeah.
Like,
and the
I'm not gonna
colors
lie.
match.
They
colors
just
match
did a
good.
really good
That is
job
nice.
with this
That
one.
is nice.
I find it funny though because a lot of people were saying the Suns court looked like it should have been a Hornets court because they don't know the El Valle jersey feel yet. So a lot of the other people around the NBA were like, "Why do they get a Hornets court?" I was like, "It's not."
Pay
but all
attention,
right.
buds.
Thanks, guys.
That's all I'm asking. Pay a little attention. Espo, there's one that you did not like though, right?
Yeah, the Wizards court.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
guys.
it's weak.
It's
Okay.
Capital One.
I was gonna say the partner that they have,
I mean,
it
it's-
actually vibes with said partner.
It looks like a
and I
Capital
don't
One
think
credit card.
I think that's why I hate it. It doesn't feel authentic to the Wizards. It feels
only
more
thing-
authentic to
What's
their partner.
what's in your wallet? A giant ugly court.
I am
The
not
only
a
thing they're
lord.
missing is Jennifer Gardner in the corner.
All right, and we have gotten a look at a lot of City Edition jerseys as well. So the Suns have not officially launched theirs, but we are getting more and more of these leaks, and it seems like it's pretty close to what it's probably going to be. But the El Valle jersey, I am on board with the El Valle jersey. There was somebody in the chat that said, am I the only one that doesn't love it? I think the only thing that you can point to here is the fact that it followed up the Valley jersey, which was a phenomenal jersey, but that's no fault of the Suns. And I don't think it's a fault to this jersey. It's just the way that it is. It has to
love
rotate.
I love that Elvira jersey. I think it looks, the striping on the side is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, that's what does
Beautiful.
it for me. It's beautiful.
Yeah, everybody knows I can be very harsh on Suns jerseys at times, but this is spectacular. I love the colors. I love how it plays in to the Valley overall. I love the gradient on the numbers.
Seriously.
I can't take me seriously. Thank God we're in a full. Thanks. I love the jersey. I think they're well thought out. They're well done, and I think we'll see a lot of them out there.
Okay. I know we're mad at the Spurs right now, but I do like the Spurs City Edition jersey. I just feel like it's clean.
It is clean.
It's also got a very vintage vibe to it. It's like super retro.
I like it.
And I love that.
Is that pink?
It's
It's
orange.
orange.
It's like a brighter, kind of an orange.
Okay. I'm
I'm a big
okay with it.
fan.
I'm okay with
I
it. I
feel
think
like-
it's a little plain though.
Like, but
I think simplistic
it's kinda
sometimes really
cool.
pops.
Yeah. I would have
think
liked
it's
this
dope.
if they had a little bit of a trim on the side as well.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's cool.
The only thing I'll give San Antonio props for is their marketing creative brand teams always seem to really nail some of these like extra bonus jerseys, courts, content that we get like in this capacity, because the ones they had last year were also super dope. The Fiesta ones, those were bomb.
Those were fire.
Yeah, those are super cool.
These actually harken back to one of their ABA looks too. They had orange in their look originally too. So I
Mhm.
like it. I like the font. They're pretty spot on these.
But there were also a couple. There were actually quite a few that were not great. We're not going to go through all of them, but specifically, again, the Wizards. Espo, you hate this one.
Damn.
Dude,
Why
I
do you
like-
hate
I
this
like
one?
that one.
It is ugly. It does not make sense. It looks like
Wizards?
looks like a New York Liberty alternate jersey.
It looks like a Miami Hurricanes. Also
That's
jersey.
what
I don't
that's
get
what
it
it
at
looks
all.
like. It
That's what
looks like the
It-
Hurricane.
I thought it was
don't get it
Miami
all.
at first.
That's
yeah.
why I'm like, that's the Wizards.
And then that plays on that court, which makes even less sense
Yeah.
when you see it. I hate it.
Why that color scheme?
I think it reminds me of like a Disney-esque vibe. Like this looks like something if Disney put out a cartoon movie of kids playing basketball, this would be the jersey they'd have.
From afar, can I say what I think? From afar, NBA wise, if I just peeked at that and didn't know it was the Wizards, I think it's the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Mhm. I
The
could see that.
Grizzlies?
Yeah.
I
The
could see
with
that.
like the teal
Oh.
turquoisey
I
colors.
would never have thought the Grizzlies.
No?
You know what it reminds me of? When the Detroit Pistons went, you know what? Our classic blue and red isn't a good look. Let's blow that up for the 90s and give us teal and kind of red
Yeah.
and different variations.
Sounds
It
like
kinda
somebody
reminds
else that was not on board with the teal jersey once
Yeah.
again.
me. Yeah, well, this
Do you
is...
just have a vendetta against
Yeah,
the color
he hates
teal?
No,
teal.
I actually love
that like a
the
thing?
color teal. This jersey makes zero sense to me.
You think this jersey makes zero sense. I mean, listen, I get it makes sense, but it's so stupid. I'm sorry. Denver City Edition jersey is trash.
Stop.
Dude, that might be the worst of
It's
the
so
bunch.
That is
trash.
atrocious.
Like, I get it, but like, is that really a thing? Like at that, I know everyone talks about the elevation, but do people in Denver walk around and being like 5,280?
No,
Like, is
look,
that a thing?
Well, they say 5280.
Well,
but-
that's what I'm saying. Is it 5280?
Why are you so
but do
proud?
is like I don't know. I hate this one.
Why are you so
Sorry.
proud that, hey, we're 5,280 feet above sea level? Like, okay, congratulations. I get that you're the Mile High City.
Time out.
I
Time
will
out.
say-
Time out.
This
time
looks
out.
like, hold on, no. This looks like if I'm playing in a Colorado Penal League and they got my number
I
on the
agree.
front of it.
I
It
agree.
looks like I'm incarcerated,
I agree.
and you need to know who I am,
I
other
agree.
than the number on
Hey,
top
hey,
of
number
it.
5280. Get your ass over here.
It does look like you are a marathon runner for sure.
That too.
Like, you know, I'm crossing the finish
That does,
line
yeah, it
and I've
does.
got my number for sure. But I will say this, I'm not going to knock them on celebrating a physical fact of their city. That's literally what we're doing.
No.
Okay, no.
LVA,
Mile
the Valley.
High-
No,
What
but
is
it's
the
not
fuck
a
is the
number.
difference?
Mile
Mile
High,
High,
not a
Mile High is
number.
cool.
Yes.
I'm on
I
board
would've
with
done
that.
Yes,
that.
the Mile
Yeah.
High
Putting
City's
the actual
awesome.
numbers.
What are you supposed to put? Minus 286?
No, you just say the Mile High City.
Yeah, you just
Mile
stick with
High.
Mile High.
You don't
But
put
they've
the
done that
number.
before.
Who gives a shit?
But
Like,
they've done that before.
Do you
Because
want
that
like,
is actually like kind of cool.
Yeah, wait,
The
to
number
your
is
point,
lame.
to
I'm
your
not
point,
saying that the number is awesome. I'm just saying like knocking them because of that is a little weird.
I think a ref
the
is going to
style
make a
is
mistake
stupid.
and foul out number 5.
I think the style is stupid.
280, you're out.
Foul on 5280.
5280. He's gone.
You know what they need to do next year? And they should have done it this year. They missed the ball on this one. Put a rat on your City Edition jersey. Do that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
arena rat. Put him on
Yeah.
your City
Their
Edition
mascot.
jersey.
I will say this. I think they're going to look really cool on Christian Brown. And Christian Brown's that's gonna look really cool in it.
you know what?
Listen, I just like.
There's nobody else that I think deserves this more than Christian Brown.
When he locks up
Yeah.
Bradley Beal wearing that jersey,
No, because he's good.
art.
No,
Right?
because when he locks somebody up, it looks
It's
like he's in
locked
jail.
up. Yeah,
Like it's
It
gonna
makes
be
sense.
great.
yeah.
Can,
It's gonna
he's
be
even got a
great.
sign. It'll just be like this. You know what I mean? Like lock him up.
Damn, I
You-
love it.
Oh
you
my
say
gosh.
you say you like this, but then you joke. Well, what are we supposed to say? Negative 280 or whatever the elevation
That'd be
is.
under sea
But
level,
honestly, that would be the version the Suns would do, which is just stupid. Just like putting 5280 is just stupid.
That's like the
Yeah.
Suns putting 120 degrees on their shirt or something like that.
I just don't. I
Like
No,
don't
that'd be the
120
Heat.
degrees.
That'd be the
I don't
Miami
like it.
Heat. Yeah.
Beat the Heat.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there.
I'm not on board with it. I think Mile High works. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm
I
with
think
you.
the number in and of itself.
I think the
is,
entire design was
trying too
trash.
hard.
It was.
Like if they put 5280 down the side or something like
Yeah.
that,
That would make more sense.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Cool. So like I get why they would do that, but this. You're right. There's 2 numbers on the front of that jersey, which is like a big no-no, and it does look like very much a prisoner or marathon runner.
Marathon
vibes
is a
for
good
sure.
observation.
Like I feel like I'm about to go run in the fucking triathlon, whatever the Iron Man, if you
Yeah.
will. So yeah, it's also just a shit jersey. You can barely see the blue on the black in the first
That's
place.
true, that's
So
true.
I don't even know what I assume that's a mountain range. I can't see it from here because the jersey is trash.
Well, but they've had some of the coolest branding.
have.
The mountain
I
in
love
the
my
rainbow
favorite,
color from
my
the
favorite.
90s, their rebrand of it over the few years, like those were great. This just looks like they went, how can we make this the most boring version of what was a really cool look?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
Hard pass. All right, we do have a couple super chats here. The first one is from Eddie. Eddie, thank you for your super chat. Said, I know this is unpopular, but we might have to close games with Yuta, KBD, or Metu instead of a Kogi because our spacing gets significantly impacted. Thoughts?
I'm not mad at it, especially Metu.
I had to try something different.
No, I'm not mad at it. I do think there were times where you can see they were daring a Kogi to take that shot again.
Yeah.
And he was doing the same thing he did last year. So I'm not mad at that idea.
I think if Book and Beal remain out for any more games, I think you can play around a little bit. Like Frank Vogel, this is your time to shine. Like tinker a little bit. Dale sent us one as well. Thank you, Dale. Said, Flex, how certain are you that the Orange Book ones will have more than 500 releases like Book said in that video?
100%. 1,000%. There's going to be 500 for that soft launch around Christmas.
Mhm.
And then a little bit after, there'll be a full release.
Why
can
would
get
you
'em.
not release them before Christmas?
So here's my thought.
I don't
Is it
Because they weren't
because
supposed to originally.
is that what it is? Because originally it was supposed to be spring of next year. That's all that we heard. And then it
Yeah.
feels like it got pushed up and pushed
Yeah.
up. And so it sounds like they're trying to get as many out as they could and they landed on 500. And it's just like a manufacturing thing that if you
I
could get one
guarantee
of the
they're-
first ones potentially.
they're trying to fill in that gap that Ja left them with this suspension and
Maybe.
everything. Because he was the big name they announced before they announced Book getting a signature shoe.
Which I never understood.
And neither did I, but especially when you look at the last 6 months and now they basically can't promote that shoe at all. So you got to expedite the timetable on the Book stuff, I'm sure is part of it.
I mean, yeah. Again, you should never have put Ja before Devin Booker. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But I did hear that shoe is fire.
Yeah, it may never be sold, but yeah.
The Ja?
You make
It
it
was a
terrible.
joke.
I got what you were saying.
It was a joke.
Zeus in the chat said Flex going to give us an injury update. We did that in the very first segment, but the skinny is that we cannot rule out Book returning tomorrow.
Yep.
So there's that. Also, if you guys are looking for some deals this season, this holiday season, Circle K and their Inner Circle is full of good deals. It's a free membership program. And the first deal you get is that you save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. You also get every 6th free on a selection of Circle K products like pizza, coffee, ice cold fountain drinks, and so much more. Circle K's Inner Circle is always hooking you up with some specials. So join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Also, shout out to our new friends over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. We're happy to have them on as a new partner. And you should absolutely sign up for Gila River Resorts and Casinos $1 million Big Reds Showdown. You stay in the game and get rewards. It is that easy. You get to play fun, free games online for a chance to win $1 million cash. They've also got weekly pick'ems where you can win up to $1,000 in free bonus play every week. They've got monthly drawings November 5th, which is literally just around the corner. And December 3rd, they're doing a drawing for Cardinals game tickets, memorabilia, and free bonus play prop cards for select football games. So don't miss out on any of this. Visit GilaMillionDollarShowdown.com to get in on the action and for more information on Gila River Resorts and Casinos and all they have to offer, head to play at Gila.com.
Zeus, we gave a bunch of updates yesterday on Bradley Beal, also last night. Like, just go back and watch any of those shows. We got you.
Can I say how much I'm sure that these sponsors, when they go back and look at the ad reads over the last 2 breaks, are going to be so happy that we didn't cut to the 2-shot and that I'm sitting here looking like this while you're reading their ads.
I love it. Listen, as somebody who wears a wolf coat on this program occasionally just for the hell of it, I'm on board. Let's bring some more fun shenanigans into this world.
I'm never opening my damn mouth and saying something.
That's
Never
a lie.
mind. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
I'll be dressed
don't
like
even
this
finish,
again.
Don't even
point.
finish that sentence because it's a full lie. I definitely think, though, that Halloween should come multiple times a year. I'm very upset that it has come and gone, but we're going to look at some Halloween costumes from last night to close out today's show. First and foremost, Espo. Honestly, I'm a little jealous that you have this shirt. I like it a lot. You went as a 90s Suns fan, and you had all the swag.
That's a legit gorilla game-worn jersey or whatever they call it that a gorilla wears. The Mitchell and Ness 1995 All-Star shorts, the Stance 95 All-Star socks, the 95 hat. Like I had to own it. It was fun, and I really wish I was wearing that instead of this stupid outfit. So
it's fire.
I mean, I like it.
I like it a lot.
I don't think it was better than my costume, though. Even though it was good, I still feel like I win. I'm in his cousin It, you guys, because when your 8-year-old niece has the dream of being the Addams family and Wednesday Addams, she needs all of the pieces of the puzzle, the ones that really make her stand out from the crowd of Wednesdays that we saw last night. And I feel like we won. We had Morticia, we had Pugsley, we had Uncle Fester, and Cousin It.
I knew that was Lynn's
because of the hat.
No, I did a deep dive. I zoomed in and I saw the Converses under the hair. You zoom in right there, bang, Converse. I said, "Oh, that's Lynn's right there."
Yeah.
I knew because of the hat.
Because of the hat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do have a whole bunch of those hats too.
I was like, wait.
I knew because neither of the other 2 females in there look like
you.
Lindsay, so it was a pretty good guess.
You assumed?
Did Uncle Fester have the light bulb too? Did you put the light bulb in his head?
Oh shoot, that's what we forgot.
Yeah.
Dang. It was literally there, but I totally forgot about it. Damn, that's a bummer.
That's a great job. That's
no, but I'm a toot my own horn. Everybody we saw trick-or-treating last night was like, you guys win the Addams Family contest.
Did you have
Because like I said, it's Morticia and Wednesday that you normally see.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a Gomez in there, but you never see Uncle Fester and Cousin It.
How hard was it to walk around in that thing?
It was honestly not great.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, you didn't trip
I
like 10
put majority
times?
of the hair to the back so that it wasn't in front so I could actually walk, but it was so long it touched the ground so people would step on it and then my head would yank backwards.
Gotcha.
Where do you even find that?
On the internet. I had to shell out a few shekels for it. I did. Devin came dressed up last night as well for the dogs. Devin Booker showed up in a dog mask last night. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's a little light for,
It was a little lazy.
Yeah.
What is
for what
Shaq
we
doing?
normally see
James? Is it
Devin.
James Brown or something?
Shaq was emo Jimmy.
Oh, that's Emo Jimmy. I thought he was James Brown.
Emo Jimmy is great.
I like
for
Jamie
Shaq.
Lee as Aaron Rodgers with the bad
Sex
Achilles.
machine,
It's
get
so
him off
good.
that thing.
David Lee was so smart with that because he had to be on the crutches anyways. You might as well own it. All right.
You know, I feel like a lot of people were giving him some grief because he posted on Instagram stories last night, like, y'all need to chill. It's Aaron Rodgers because we know each other like that. Like, we're friends. And also, I'm also on crutches. So it kind of just works
I
out.
like it.
Like, we're both on the same path right now.
What's Chuck
sensitive.
doing? He just
I
a little
know.
just a
Chuck's the
captain?
bus driver
bus
because
driver.
KD was on.
Oh, that's a bus driver. Okay, I get it. Oh,
was a KD game.
Chuck be on some not man. Chuck don't give it up, man.
Oh my gosh. So we got to see some really good Halloween costumes last night. Again, I know it's just because they're relevant, but Wemby came in. That
yeah.
Halloween,
No, that was
whatever.
Slender
I don't,
Man.
is that what it was?
That was
Slender
fire.
Man? It made him look so much taller too. And I saw some of the videos, like Gerald posted a couple and everything next to a photographer who I know in real life, and seeing how he literally made him, like Wemby made this photographer look like he was 2 feet tall,
Wow.
really puts into perspective like how freaking tall Wemby is.
Did you notice the photographer in the back of that clip that was dressed as Ted Lasso too?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
I did see that.
good.
It was good.
It was like spot on Ted
I
Lasso. too.
missed that. That's amazing. But listen, if you guys have Halloween costumes, tweet them out at us. Drop them in the Discord. I want to see them. I don't know if they do, but I want to see all
Sure.
of them. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we will have a pregame and a postgame show for you all, so plan to come hang out with us then. If you're here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you're listening wherever you get your podcast, rate, review, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Oh, we do have one last super chat. Thank you for reminding me, Brian. Brian said Espo needs to keep the costume until we lose again.
Agreed.
Brian,
Do it,
if you,
Espo. You won't.
if you super chat $5,000, sure.
Lame-o.
They'll
all
win
right.
20, I bet you. If you accepted that, they'll win 20 straight.
There you go. You can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Suns. You can follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. You can follow Flex at Flex from Jersey. And of course, you can follow the Ewok Espo at Espo.
Come to the
take us home.
takeover.
No,
Yeah, come to the
come to the
takeover.
takeover. Well, I'm going to say this. Star Wars sucks. Ahoy, hoy!
We all silly like the mayor.